Hey, what's up you guys? Yes, today we're going to be talking about another urban legend. And today's urban legend is very, very scary to me because it involves one of my favorite things in the whole world, which is candy. But then it takes my favorite thing in the whole world and combines it with my least favorite thing in the whole world, which is somebody who's actually going to kill me. And there's a lot of those people. Yes, today we're going to be talking about the Candyman. So the Candyman is an urban legend about a ghost of a slave who comes back for revenge if you say his name 5 times in a mirror. So legend goes that many years ago there was a slave named Daniel Robitel, and he worked on a plantation in New Orleans. He was actually an incredible painter, and the plantation owner realized that, so he asked him to paint a portrait of his daughter. Well, while Daniel was painting the photo, he fell in love with the daughter and they started to have a love affair. But when the plantation owner found out about it, he got really fucking pissed, and he got all of his friends to create an angry mob and chased Daniel out of town. Daniel hid inside of a barn and they found him, and what they did to him next was awful. They cut off his right hand with a rusty saw, and then they covered him in honey and they threw him at a beehive. So now when you call the Candyman and see him in the mirror, what you're gonna see is a guy covered in honey, covered in sores, and has a hook for a hand. Now a lot of people have experiences with the Candyman, just like they did with Bloody Mary, and they go to the internet to tell their story. This is a story of somebody that says that this really happened. Years ago, I was walking with my friend to the community swimming pool, and we noticed that there was a door slightly open next to the pool. So we decided to go and check it out. It was really dark, but it had a dim light cast from an upstairs area. The far back wall in front of me was aligned with glass, which was very reflective so I could see myself in it. I remembered the legend of Candyman, so I decided we should try it. I had gotten to 3 Candymans when I noticed that the glass seemed to show 2 large red eyes staring at me. I also saw my reflection had changed to me running away with a look of terror on my face. I got out of there as fast as I could before I could even finish the 2 next Candymans. I don't want to know what would have happened next. So that's something that a lot of people have said. They said that when they say it to the mirror, sometimes the reflection is them, or them running away, or them dying. It's almost like the Candyman gives you a glimpse of the future, and it is not good. Now I know a lot of you guys are probably like, oh, this is so stupid, this is just a legend, it's fake. And maybe it is, but there actually was a killer that was named the Candyman back in the 70s. And here's what happened. It was Halloween night in 1974, and the guy's name was Ronald O'Brien. He volunteered to take his son and all of his friends trick-or-treating one night, but what he did next was terrifying. He laced all of their pixie sticks with cyanide. Now the boy's friends went home and didn't eat the pixie sticks, but his son did. He forced his own son to eat that pixie stick right before bed, and then the kid started vomiting right away. They rushed him to the hospital, and the kid died right there on the scene. So then of course the cops came and they were trying to figure out what happened or who poisoned the kid, and then they realized that 2 days before this happened, Ronald O'Brien took out an insurance policy for $40,000 for his kid. So if anything were to happen to the kid, he would get some money. After that, Ronald was sent to jail with the death sentence and was executed. So some people believe that when you call Candyman into the mirror 5 times, you're not seeing the slave, you're actually seeing Ronald O'Brien, the man who really did kill his kids with candy. Now, I personally have never tried Candyman before. I was always too scared. But I did have something very bizarre happen to me when I was younger. We were trick-or-treating, and me and my mom were going around the neighborhood, and there was a sign, and it was a really creepy handwritten sign that was just like, hey kids, come this way for candy. And I was like, okay, it's Halloween, that makes sense. But then as we were going down the street, there was more and more signs. And then there was a sign pointing to a house with all the lights off, like the creepiest house. There was no decoration. Did not look like they were actually celebrating anything. And the sign on the door said, hey kids, come on inside. Now, of course, I was with my mom, so she was like, fuck no, we're not gonna go into this weirdo's house. But I do remember my mom warning a lot of the parents around the neighborhood, like, hey, that house, don't fucking let your kids go in there. Well, years later, I found out the guy living in that house was a convicted child molester. So I pray to God nothing happened. I pray to God nobody fell for that creepy fucking sign. But honestly, it just makes me so uneasy thinking about it. And the fact that stuff like this happens every year, where like creepy guys like put razor blades in candy and kill kids on Halloween, it's fucking terrifying. Speaking of terrifying, it is now that time of the video where we are going to try this out ourselves. So let's go to a mirror. All right guys, here we are. We are at the mirror in my bathroom, and I'm actually really nervous. I know nothing's gonna happen, I mean obviously, but I still get really creeped out by stuff like this because I feel like it's inviting spirits into my house, and we all know that they love my house. So even if we don't see anything, I still feel like maybe there's something there that we can't see. All right, here we go. Okay, so we're gonna say Candyman 5 times. Ready? The Candyman. The Candyman. The Candyman. The Candyman. The Candyman. Okay. He's not here. I don't feel any scary vibes. There's nothing inside the mirror. There was a movie about the Candyman where the girl was looking at the mirror and she said his name and then the fucking mirror broke and the fucking Candyman pulled through and took his fucking claw and fucking took her head off. So honestly, if that would have happened though, that would have been a really good video. So I'm sorry it didn't. Let's try it one more time. This time we're gonna turn the lights off. Okay, so after the 5th Candyman, I'm gonna turn the lights on and we're gonna see if he's there. The Candyman. The Candyman. The Candyman. The Candyman. The Candyman. Okay? He's not there. I got you again! How do you keep falling for it? Oh my god! I mean, it never stops. Well, there you guys go. That was the legend of the Candyman. Honestly, one of the scariest legends ever. Let me know what you think down in the comments. Have you ever had an experience? Have you tried it yourself? Go try it right now. Let me know what happens. Also, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe because I make new videos every single day. And I will see you little Candymen tomorrow. Bye. We're gonna try to healthy this up a little bit with some 100-calorie snacks. Because, you know, like, I'm all about keeping things healthy and portion controlled, which is why after this, I'm gonna be throwing in a whole ice cream kit. Portions.